Morning, folks. It's a Monday morning. I'm going to be going with Captain's Choice Bay Rum. I was trying to make sure I had the label halfway straight on here. Um, this is a shaving cream, by the way, and it's a 4 ounce container. At least it started out being like that. And I'm going to be following the day shave up with Lucky Tiger's Bay Rum. And this particular container, it is 16 fluid ounces. Pretty good size. And I've got it whipped up here in the fine accoutrements lathering bowl. That's what it looks like there on the inside with a Yaqi Badger brush. This one here is a 22 millimeter knot. And it is wet, but not dripping, but it is pretty moist. I might add a little bit more water. The scent on this one here, Bay Rum scents, they kind of vary from, from I guess you might say artisan to artisan. And this one here has just a little bit of clove scent to it. I don't consider it overwhelming when it comes to Bay Rum scents. Sometimes, some of them may have, might be heavy on the clove, in other words, what I'm trying to say. And this one here, it has clove in it, but I don't feel like it's overwhelming. Just enough to let you know that it's there. But it smells pretty good. I like it. I like the shaving cream. This shaving cream has a nice pearl look to it. I guess it looks rich and luxurious is what I'm getting at. Yeah. And the blade of the day is going to be using a Gillette Silver Blue, and it is double wrap type of blade, and I have it in the fine marble. Now this particular razor is no longer in production, but it can still be found. I have a link down below if you're interested in checking it out. It is a pretty smooth shaver in my opinion. There's difference of opinion as it goes for the handle, as it goes for the knurling. Some liked it, some people didn't like it. You can see the safety bars are really nice and heavy, big. For me, it's a very smooth shaver. For those that shave under the nose, it does have just an ever so slight overhang on the tab sticking out there for those that shave underneath the nose. As it goes for the pre-shave routine, I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning and used some Proraso pre-shave cream here. Excuse me. Go ahead, wet the face and get started here. And I got 2 days worth of growth. Last time I had 2 days worth of growth, I even forgot to mention it. But yeah, I got 2 days worth of growth here. For some that matters much to anybody. I know for some folks it does, as it goes for how well the shave goes. I'm usually a daily shaver, but from time to time I do decide to go with a 2-day growth just to see how the shave goes, if my normal routine still works as well with a 2-day growth as opposed to a 1-day growth. It sure does smell good. I like this. I like Bay Rum, so it's kind of hard to disappoint me. It is Monday morning. I already know that my work week is going to be very busy. Last week was pretty busy. And I expect that this week is going to be a little shorter in that I took a few days off, which kind of compresses the work week. But here where I'm at, in Oklahoma, they've gotten a little bit better about scheduling spring break. In other words, I guess you might say the area schools will try to work all their spring breaks to be at the same time, so that kids that have friends in different school districts can be out of school at the same time. And here in the metro area, Tulsa metro area, there's several towns around that you got kids that, especially nowadays with the internet, they got friends all over the place. So it's kind of nice to have schools out at the same time, so they'd be with their friends. during spring break. For me, it's a little bit of, I guess you might say, breaking the action of school events. For instance, this, I guess you might say, past what, 4 days, something like that, 5. It seemed like it was lasting forever. Anyway, just with my son being busy in robotics as well as esports, and uh, the locations, the weather kind of threw a kink into things. It just one thing after another, and kept me somewhat busy over the past few days. And then I guess you might say a little bit of a recovery period afterwards. Pretty good takedown. First pass was pretty smooth. There's still, of course, some to be taken down, but that first pass went pretty smooth. 2 days worth of growth. And my opinion with this particular shaver, my experience has been it's smooth, easy going. I do like it. It rates up there as one of my, I guess you might say, one of my favorites that I enjoy using from time to time. I consider it a smooth shaver. Of course, I may, for some folks, it also depends on your blade you're using. I don't have quite the issue with this particular shaver. It seems to work well with whatever blade I throw in there. It just seems to do just fine. Some people like it, some people not so much. For me, I think it's fantastic. But it may have a lot to do with, I guess you might say, what I'm used to shaving with. When you're used to shaving with a shavette, a razor like this that's easy going, it might be considered mild, maybe. I consider it smooth, not necessarily mild. There is a blade feel. It allows just enough of the feel to, you can feel the blade cutting through the whiskers, but as the blade going across the face, I feel like it's very smooth. It doesn't feel menacing or intimidating or anything quite like that. Going price on this particular shaver, it's one of those, since it's out of production, it's kind of all over the map. I have seen it, guess you might say more on a regular basis, price range in between $30 and $45. Just depends on where you go. And since it's out of production, if you're interested in picking one up, you probably ought to get one pretty soon. The cheapest I think I've seen it go for is, I think, 15 bucks. And that's on a rare side. In other words, that was a one-time thing when I saw it. And of course, that one's gone. I think $30 is more than a fair price for this particular razor. At least in my opinion. I do like it. Very smooth shaver. Man, that smells good. If you're a Bay Rum fan, it might be worthwhile picking up I suggest the shaving cream. It's easy to lather, feels great on the face. I know shaving cream doesn't quite get the play that soap does. But for me, the shaving cream, it does lather just a little bit easier. There's not a huge difference in between them when it comes to lathering. At least I notice a difference. You may not. It's such a a fine shaver, pun intended, whatever. Like I said, it is heavy on the safety bar right there. And it seems to work out quite well. I think I got just a little bit of shaving cream right there, didn't I? It seems to help the shave out quite a bit. The weight of the head, those big safety bars. I don't think that the big bars are a gimmick. I actually think they add to the smoothness of the shave. You know how sometimes you look at the shaver and does that really help with the shave? Does it matter any at all? Have any impact? You know, sometimes it does make you wonder. And to me, this one here, I think it does. Face is really smooth. I might have just a little bit of stinging right there on my neck. We'll find out with the alum block here. Painting sawdust and accoutrements, complete with rubber band. You can kind of tell it is quite a bit smaller than what it was when I first started with it. Right there. Kind of thought there might be. A little bit of stinging doesn't bother me. I'm not, there's no nicks, cuts, weepers, or anything of the sort, but it tells me how the shave went. And talking during a shave, not totally focused on what you're doing, sometimes you get things off just a tad bit. It happens. Humphreys witch hazel. Yes, this is just as big as the aftershave. And both of them have a similar spout, if you will. Restrictor. This is my typical routine if you're new to the video channel. You can kind of tell you I scrape my head again. Seems like I'm more forever hit my head on something. I don't think that this actually distracts from the rest of the shave. By the end of the shave, I don't notice the scent of the Bay Rum shaving cream. So I don't think that this actually interferes. Most of the time when it comes to shaving soap or shaving cream, I typically don't smell it at the end of the shave when I'm done. So there's that, and that's the reason why I don't mind mixing it up as it goes for one scent with another. This here is, when you take in consideration how big this container is, this is a pretty good buy. Yeah, once again, that's what the restrictor looks like there. It's pretty good size. 16 ounces is a lot. As it goes for the scent of the Bay Rum on this one here, it's not quite as heavy with the clove as the shaving cream was. I guess you might say this has more of the spice and less of the clove, where the shaving cream had more of the clove and less of the spice. Not that it is heavy on the clove to begin with, but you know, you just have to experience Bay Rums, and some of them are really heavy on the clove. Some people don't like that. For me, I think it's great. It works well for my nose. Man, a fantastic shave this morning. Everything went quite well this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you today.